You're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
Oh. Baby!
Whoa, come on.
We all know what a disaster Sunday night's game against the Giants was. So before I get into all of that crap, let's start with the good stuff. The Bears defense was great up until the fourth quarter, which you can't really blame them because they were gassed because they had been on the field for a majority of the time because the Bears offense, even minus Cutler, couldn't get anything done. But once again, Julius Peppers is he's just a beast, and he's proving to be the best offseason transaction for any NFL team. Can't really say much about the defense other than that they kept us in that game. The Bears were in that game up until the fourth quarter when their fatigue started settling in and the Giants offense finally, because they couldn't do anything for the first three quarters, they're like, okay, look, they're slacking. They're tired. Let's go get them and let's make this look like we won this game. When actually the Bears beat themselves, you can obviously say that, but I'll get into all that bad stuff later. But the defense is continuing to be bright spots. It's a relief to see them getting back like this. And with Peppers, the possibilities are endless. And with Carolina on Sunday, I mean, I'm picking Peppers to have his best game yet with the Bears. He's got revenge on his mind, and, you know, revenge can be very sweet. So, about Jay Cutler. What is there to say, really, that hasn't been said? News broke yesterday that Cutler is ruled out of Sunday's game against Carolina because of the concussion that he suffered from those 9 sacks because of this crap offensive line. And all I can say is thank God they're playing the Panthers, because if this is any other team, there'd be worry. And you got Todd Collins starting for him. But back to the whole, for the 9 sacks on Cutler, I mean, yes, offensive line was responsible for a lot of them, but Cutler was responsible for a couple himself. He was holding onto the ball way too long, and you're not Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. Even they do not hold onto the ball that long. Though there are some arguments that possibly, like, an earlier concussion, he was like, maybe he sustained the concussion earlier on one of the previous sacks, and not that last sack where his head slammed against the turf. It's quite possible because he has been hit quite a lot this year. And I mean, like, even early on in the game, after the first couple sacks, he looked out of it. You could just tell he just looked like woozy, and he looked dazed and confused. And I don't know, there's definitely something wrong. But this offensive line, this is ridiculous. I mean, the Bears had all offseason. They've had several years to fix this. And their offensive line, I want to know what Jay Cutler did to piss the offensive line off so bad that they played that bad. They need to fix this. This is the biggest concern for the Bears. We all knew it would be the biggest concern. In the preseason, they're like, oh no, just keep with us. Well, the offensive line will be okay. And they did nothing. And Chris Williams was perhaps, I thought him going down and Frank Omial coming in was a good thing, but I guess not. Omial's showing his 2009 side, which is not a very good side, and we all hated him for it. But this offensive line, seriously, I don't know what they need to do. And then some of the blame you can shoulder on Martz, because, I mean, he says he made adjustments, but I mean, it didn't look like it from the standpoint. I don't know, maybe Cutler was too out of it to be able to go along with this because he had been knocked, on the ground 9 times. You look back at games like Dallas, and you see this is the end result. This Giants game, this is what we expected the Dallas game to end like, to be like this, where the offensive, like, Cutler would get killed. But Martz and the offense made adjustments to Cutler's strengths. But then again, he was getting rid of the ball quick. He hadn't been sacked, I think he's been sacked, 15 times? 15 to 9, I don't know. He's been sacked quite a lot. I think there's been 50 total sacks in the league this year, and probably half of them are Cutler's. But, I mean, Dallas, they were able to pull out of this. They were able to escape this, but they weren't able to do that Sunday night against the Giants. I mean, it could be a good thing. This game, not with Cutler being hurt and out, because it's not good when your starting quarterback is down. But I mean, you kind of need a game like this to just kind of, for a wake-up call, though I don't know if Lovey and the Bears will, take it as a wake-up call. Maybe the offensive line will be like, I don't know. They were pissed, and they should be pissed. As one radio commenter said, the Bears' offensive line shouldn't sleep until after the Carolina game. And that was kind of funny. But seriously, that will be the key for this Panthers game. And going into this Panthers game, defense, Peppers, I honestly think Peppers is going to have his best game as a Chicago Bear and probably one of his best games. Going up against this team where it came out earlier this week that Peppers said that Carolina was making him out to be bad, kind of be the bad guy in this thing, that he didn't want out of Carolina. He had no choice. The Panthers were choosing to go in a new direction, and Peppers had no choice, and they were making it look like it was his fault. And so Peppers got a little nasty with the conference call with Carolina reporters. But, I really think Peppers is going to go into this game. He's just going to dominate. You're going up against a rookie quarterback in Jimmy Clausen. So, I really think Peppers is going to have a great game. And I'm actually really anxious to see how this defense performs on Sunday. Offensively, Todd Collins will get the start. There's been a lot of controversy, people saying, there's been a lot of people saying that Caleb Haney should get the start, and I kind of agree, because last week when Collins came in, he also got knocked out, another sack, that Collins, he wasn't very mobile. He was just standing there, and with this offensive line, you're going to need to move some, because they are not going to protect you. And Caleb Haney showed poise last week. Even coming off his injury, yeah, he's hurt. Maybe that's a factor why they don't want to start him. Maybe they like Collins' veteran leadership more. But Haney was able to move. He was very mobile. And he completed, I think, several passes. 4 passes, probably the offensive highlight of the night. But yeah, Collins will get the start. So for the Bears, this is the game where the run game needs to get going. With Mike March, you know what you're going to get. He does not like to run the ball unless he has to, which I think they should make it an ultimatum. They need to run the ball this week. Missing your quarterback, and with Collins you need to get this going so you can save Collins. I don't even know if he'll make it through the whole game, but it'll be anxious to see how they mix up Matt Forte and Chester Taylor. I think both will see a lot of carries, more than they have this season. Lovie Smith finally said, yeah, we need to run the ball more, and his philosophy has always been we get off the bus running, and they need to do that if they're going to establish the passing game and kind of save Collins, but I think Collins will manage the game. I'm picking the Bears to win this game. Even without Cutler, the Panthers are 0-4, though do not discredit them for that. They have been in a lot of close games. I still see the defense, and I see the defense finally getting a score, possibly a special team score. Devin Hester, you don't know, but I see the defense finally scoring, and I see the offense doing so, and I think the Bears will pull this win out. This has been Alyssa with Bears Bits. Have a great weekend. Bear down.